Welcome everybody to a look at another new limited edition 4K Steelbook release, and it is once again a 4K film starring Clint Eastwood, and it is 1971's Dirty Harry. So this is directed by Don Siegel, who also did Charlie Varick, The Lineup, and Edge of Eternity. The latter of those we've seen only and talked about recently, as that was also released by Indicator. And yeah, this is an action thriller clocking in at 102 minutes long. Stars, of course, Clint Eastwood. The best two sequels in this in the Dirty Harry series would be Magnum Force and Sudden Impact for my money. Also stars Harry Gardino, who was also in The Enforcer, the one of the weaker sequels in this series, as well as the really rather good Roller Coaster and Madigan, which was also directed by Don Siegel, and also stars Andrew Robinson, who was also in Charlie Varick, as well as Shoot to Kill and Hellraiser. So when a madman dubbed Scorpio terrorizes San Francisco, a hard-nosed cop, Harry Callahan, famous for his take no prisoners approach to law enforcement, is tasked with hunting down the psychopath. So, politics aside, this is a masterfully created film that has one of the best leading performances from the decade by Eastwood. It's also got a superb score by Lalo Schifrin, which has some really rather nice vocalizations to the score. It does remind me of an Italian giallo film from the same period. It is well shot, well paced, features some really rather solid action scenes, especially the bank robbery scene at the towards the beginning of the film, which shows off what Callahan can do as a police officer, and it's engrossing in equal measure, entertaining and engrossing in equal measure from beginning to end. So, yeah, really excellent release this one, because we not only have new artwork on the box itself, as you can see, and on the reverse. Thankfully, no minimal copywriting on the back there, but we also have the steelbook itself, which again looks superb. Really pleased with how this one looks. I really like the color scheme that it's got going on, the purples, the blacks, and the white at the bottom there. So yeah, really nicely done, and looks probably even better on the back as far as I'm concerned. I really like the look of that. So yeah, really rather nice choices of color there, and that follows through into the inside as well with the reverse. So you got Scorpio the Killer there, 4K and Blu-ray as the discs go. And yeah, we also have more extras in form of well, art cards and such that are in this little packet here. So we'll take a quick look at them. So some of these are double-sided. So we have shots of people in the film. So there's Clint Eastwood. One thing I noticed about this when watching this on this rewatch is that Clint Eastwood's same year film that he directed and starred in, Playing Misty for Me, is actually playing in a theatre at one point. You see it on the outside. And there's Harry Gardino as a lieutenant. Then you have his partner, played by Harry Gardino. Oh, not Rennie Santoni. Sorry, Harry Gardino is his lieutenant. And then Andrew Robinson as the killer. And then finally, John Vernon as the mayor. Then we also have a suspect profile of the Scorpio killer, which is rather cool. Nice little memento there. And we also have the first ransom note that he sends, which is pretty much perfect to the T about it, what's shown in the film. There's also the newspaper clipping that the police send him to say that we are sending the money, but can you give us more time? And then we have shots from behind the scenes as well, which again are really rather interesting. There's him throwing around his son, who was it again? Kyle Eastwood, who obviously has gotten into films himself, I believe, or was it music? I can't remember. The only colour back behind the scenes one as well. That's where they're on the rooftop towards the beginning, I believe. Really rather fantastic visuals on the rooftop there to see San Francisco in the early 70s. Certainly see some iconic structures in the background, like the Golden Gate Bridge and the Bay Bridge and such. And finally, so yeah, really rather interesting and nice look at the behind the scenes in there as well. We also get a double-sided poster with this release, which is always a nice addition. Some decently thick paper as well. So yeah, that's nice. And we also get extras on the actual disc as well. It's over 4 hours of special features, so I've not gotten through any of them, unfortunately, at the moment. But on the 4K, we have commentary by Richard Schickel, and then on the Blu-ray, we have 5 featurettes. I think they're also on the 4K as well. Generations and Dirty Harry, Lensing Justice, the cinematography of Dirty Harry, American Masters career retrospective. Then we've got Clint Eastwood Out of the Shadows, Dirty Harry's Way, Dirty Harry the original, and then we have 2 documentaries: Clint Eastwood, The Man from Malpaso, and Clint Eastwood: A Cinematic Legacy, Fighting for Justice, as well as an interview gallery as well. So all in all, a really rather fantastic 4K release. This one, yeah, 4K itself looks and sounds really good. Again, I can't say that it's going to be the same for everyone. All of our eyes are different. All of our TVs are going to be different and set up probably differently as well. But for my money, it looked really rather good. But again, it doesn't quite hit the height of Outlaw Josie Wales, which has also been another 4K starring Clint Eastwood released earlier this year. So yeah, we've had plenty of his films so far. We've obviously had Fistful of Dollars behind me. We've also had Pale Rider, Outlaw Josie Wales, and now this. And then soon we're going to have for a few dollars more. And then The Good and the Bad and the Ugly. So, yeah, it's been quite the year for Clint Eastwood's filmography in 4K, quite frankly. And yeah, I'm all for it because these films are fantastic. This is great, 4.5 out of 5. Although it is interesting to see this alongside perhaps The French Connection, which was released the same year as this one. Um, both cop action thrillers, but completely different in terms of budget. You know, this had a $4 million budget. French Connection had about a $2 million budget. But just in the way that they're shot and the kind of production style is just completely different. This is a lot more polished, a lot less gritty, whereas French Connection really does get into the grime of the criminal world at that point, and being set in New York, I think that lends it a bit more of grit than say San Francisco, which is a bit more clean cut. But yeah, still 2 fantastic films. I do personally prefer French Connection just that slightly bit more, just because of that grit and that kind of more real world sense of what's going on. It does feel more like a documentary in certain regards. So yeah, but this is still an awesome film, and yeah, one of the best from Clint Eastwood. Best of the Dirty Harry series as well, although not by a million miles. And yeah, well worth seeing if you haven't already. But if you have seen the film already, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.